Hey everyone, Luke Thompson from ActionVFX here, and in this video I'm quickly going to overview a new release that just came out today called Gen-1 by RunwayML. So Runway has been around for a while, a couple years at this point, using AI and machine learning to create creative applications. So if you've been around for a while, you may have seen their green screen rotoscoping tool. I've done a video about that. And then they also had an object removal tool that was really interesting as well. And it's all web-based, meant to be a seamless user experience and very easy to do. So this one is overviewing Gen 1, which they've already teased Gen 2, but it seems like that's still pretty early. All of this tech is really early to begin with. But today was the official release of Gen 1 to the public. And if you're a common folk like me, today was the first day that I was able to get hands-on with it. So let's dive right in. Similar to the past videos, I want this format to be me exploring the platform and seeing what it can do. I've only done like 1 or 2 really quick tests just to get a feel of where like the settings and navigation tools are. But outside of that, I have done nothing. So I'm launching inside of Runway's platform, Gen 1 video to video. I've already preloaded a couple assets here. So I think this is one, of course I always do really silly stuff. This is a funny clip that we got from behind the scenes. We were outside working on a really hot day and Zach had like this thing on his head and the wind was blowing. So I shot it in slow motion and it's become like a pretty popular GIF that we have now. So I downloaded this just from our Giphy account as a video. So it's pretty compressed so that these demos could be pretty fast. But over on this right side, you have style references. So it's immediately showing any of my own personal assets that I have here, but then they also have some demo assets. It seems to be pretty limited at the time. But if you go into this middle tab, there's presets. So these are the things that you've probably seen in a Gen 1 demo, like claymation, watercolor, charcoal sketching, paper origami. And then you have your style strength. So pretty standard, just randomization. And then advanced. So this is where the good stuff comes in. You can upscale the finished result. You can remove the Gen 1 watermark. Frame interpolation, so this is another tool that they've had built into the platform for a little bit, and it essentially makes the final playback smoother. So this is a separate thing that you could run after it gives you your end result. Effect foreground only, effect background only. That's pretty cool. And then compare wipe. So it actually has like a transition built into the effect that's being created, which is really cool. Frame consistency, values below 1 give decreased consistency across time. Values above 1 increase how closely frames relate to prior frames. Okay, so we'll just leave this on default for now. And then up on our style references guide, we also have a freeform text prompt, which is really cool. And so far in my really limited tests, I was pretty surprised with how the text prompt worked. So we have this video, Zach, his hair blowing in the breeze. I'm going to put a Viking with his hair blowing in the wind. I'm going to turn on frame interpolation, and that's the only thing that I'll change. So outside of that, I'm just running with default values. Structural consistency and the weight of the style is just a balance essentially between how much like your original video do you want it to look like versus how much of the style do you want it to affect. So in a way, it's almost like a different strength. And if you've played around with any AI platforms, those are pretty consistent in terms of the settings that you can expect. So because this is a real-time demo, I'm going to do my best to entertain you while this loads, and it's already done. So cool. It didn't take too terribly long. Let's see what we've got. So in just a matter of moments, created this. My prompt was a Viking with his hair blowing in the wind from, this is our original. So pretty short clips, which that's another limitation of the platform right now. You're only limited to about 3 seconds. So his hair's kind of freaking out a little bit right here. I guess that could actually be due to the interpolation, because I know sometimes that causes like a warping or distortion. But that's pretty sick. Let's change this to a different video. So I'm just going to go ahead and refresh the page so it restarts and defaults back to our settings. So this is a VFX shot from our production team. So we're going to add some lightning and some other exciting things happening here. I'm going to use one of the presets. I don't know what a lot of these do, so we're just exploring here. I'm going to do Cloudscape and generate on this just to see what happens. So far, I've been pretty impressed at the speed that it generates all of this. Again, I'm not 100% sure at the moment what the final resolution output is. I would imagine it's pretty small, but because they have upscaling and all the other things built in, that's not a a massive concern. Okay, so we've got like a cloud blob of cotton candy from this. Let me move over to text prompting and instead do Spider-Man falling backwards off of a tall building. Do Spider-Man falling backwards off of a tall building in New York City. I would imagine as more people get their hands on with this as well, we'll be seeing maybe some different image presets, maybe community-led, community-uploaded stuff. And then, as usual, text prompts and people sharing information like this, I think, is always what spurs really cool discoveries and further innovation, just by getting ideas and being able to adapt. Because it's all really new technology. And I love it. It's super exciting. Okay. This one's pretty weird. I think the building is actually moving. I'm going to try a effect foreground only and see what happens. I'm just going to do Spider-Man falling backwards. And I know some platforms behave differently as well when, I know I'm inputting the style reference, but I'm also wondering if there's, how descriptive that can be. Or am I just describing if it's a type of animation or other art styles? I don't know. Thanks for waiting. Thanks for bearing with me. It's real time. Okay, so this was my first test doing effect foreground only. So again, here is our original. So I would anticipate that it only affects and she's sitting on a box that's moving backwards. So that's pretty cool. Not a lot of detail, especially in like the face area over here. But as far as like the object recognition between like the shoes, and it didn't include the box, that's pretty cool. So I'm going to do an inverse of this test and affect the background only. And I'm going to change it to just going to do New York at night. Keep it pretty basic. And if you're accessing this, so this is day one. It was just announced a couple hours ago from recording this video. They do have a lot of free credits that you can actually just jump in and play around with. So if you're seeing this video, check those out. That way you can upload some of your own stuff and start your own tests. Because that's where people really learn, is when you get hands-on and are able to break some stuff. Let's break some stuff. All right. Prompt, New York at night. Did an okay job around the legs, but the face, it's also including in what it's changing. So it did not pass the affect background only test for this really weird shot that I threw at it anyway. All right, let me refresh, try one more thing, and have a quick summary. So it's saving all of the other things here. I was pretty interested to see what it would do with this. So this was another like background plate. It's got like a before and after. It said it's going to pull the first 3 seconds according to the runway settings. So it'll probably have this first demo and then stop right in here somewhere. So let's do one quick claymation run. I'll do interpolate. And then after this runs, I'll also do a compare wipe so that you can see what it generates. In the very first test that I had done with this, where I was kind of just seeing where the settings were, it was kind of weird that it generates compare wipe as the final video. Like, I think it would be really useful for it to also generate the wipe as like a separate breakdown. Oh man, I hope you're ready for some nightmares. So here is the uploaded video. Oh my gosh, those eyes. All right, well, it's no Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Christmas special, but it's something. Let me change up to, I'll do pen and ink, and then I'm gonna generate the compare wipe just so you can have some reference for what the generated result looks like. And it looks like everything just starts to stack in here. I guess maybe the past couple, there may be a limit on that. All these I've ran so far are with the default settings for the most part. They're still technically advanced because I'm adding in some of these other checkboxes. Here's the compare wipe. It's pretty cool. It's a cool little animation. It's pretty smooth too. Again, it's being smoothed out by the interpolate, so it would make sense that it looks a little smoother. Let's see. Let's do a comic book character holding fire. Gonna disable the compare wipe. I'll leave interpolate on. And as with most tools like this, I think the easiest way to learn about them, to get experience with them, is to just jump right in. It's a little bit different from other tools, in my opinion, because Runway's past tools have been kind of like single purpose. So green screen, which was what it was called, but it was like a rotoscoping tool. So it would mask the person out, and then you could actually export that as an alpha channel. Let's see what this result looks like. Blah, blah. It's pretty weird. So he's not holding a fire. What if we did just a comic book style? Actually, pretty interested in real stuff. A pirate holding a sword. What a 180. A comic book style man to a pirate holding a sword. But so all of, as I was saying, with their one shot tools that they released in the past with object removal, it seems that they're working towards a wider toolkit for visual effects artists, but not just VFX artists. I think it's more of the general everyday creator. So YouTubers, anyone in, oh my gosh. Oh, this face. Is his hand the sword? No one knows. A real pirate at sea. Let's see what this gives us. But I think it's mainly for, as I was saying, not specifically professional VFX artists. I think this is kind of like a gateway drug to get people deeper into learning more about VFX and ultimately democratizing the great power of AI and leveraging some of this new technology to where everyone can learn and everyone can actually make really amazing VFX and not be limited to a studio. Okay. All right. What a strange thing. So we've got our C at the back. Very strange. I'm going to do effect foreground only and leave it at a real pirate with a huge beard because I like to be complicated. Okay, this will be my last generation and I want you to just check it out for yourself. Let me know what you think of Gen 1 in the comments. I'll also add a link in our description of Gen 2 that has already been teased a little bit. I would imagine it would be a while before we see public access to Gen 2. But still, it's amazing to see how fast these changes are coming. Day over day, there is a brand new tool, whether it's huge advancements or huge announcements from OpenAI. Oh no, an error occurred. Oh no, a real pirate with a huge beard. I'm gonna try it again because I'm wondering if that's what broke it or not. Real pirate with a huge beard, effect foreground only, and interpolate. Okay, we'll see what happens, or if it crashes again. But There are so many new tools. It doesn't matter if it's nerfs making advancements with awesome startups like Luma AI, or any of the things happening around Unreal, or visual to like video to animation, rigging, and it is a very exciting time to be a nerd, but also just to be alive because this tech is coming to the masses. Okay, well, an error occurred again. I'm not sure if it's the foreground or if it's the huge beard or if everyone is just trying to use Gen-1 right now and it's at capacity, because that happens as well. But while this finishes up, just wanted to thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you think of in the comments if there's any specific things that you want to try, or a wider conversation is, do you think, let's frame it this way, how do you think that this is going to impact the visual effects industry as a whole? So studios, animators, people creating content at a high level, or even just filmmaking and storytelling. Obviously, this is going to democratize a lot and let a lot of people make some really cool stuff as it continues to advance. But I want to know what you think in the comments section. And it looks like it was the huge beard that was causing us to crash. What a weird thing. It also could have been the transition that was freaking it out. I don't know. All right. Let me know what you make with this tool, and if you want to see more videos like this one, just let us know. We also have a ton of free products here at actionvfx.com, so if you're into visual effects and you're wanting to learn more about visual effects, check those out. We also have some tutorials, and yeah, come say hey. As always, I'm Luke Thompson for ActionVFX, and I'll see you soon.